What's up, family? And happy holidays for those that are celebrating Kwanzaa today. Happy Kwanzaa. That being said, I know today's not Friday. However, I got a special treat for you guys. To celebrate Kwanzaa over the next 7 days, we are going to be doing a quick DIY craft or project for the next 7 days. So yeah, I just been working on things and I was upstairs decorating my Unity tree. It's not a Christmas tree, and I'm gonna show you why. Because we just went totally a different direction with the tree. But some people still call it a Christmas tree. Whatever floats your boat. So that's where I'm at with that. But we have created while I was updating our Unity tree upstairs. I just got the whim to record everything that I was creating to celebrate Kwanzaa. And the beauty about these projects is once you create them, you can either use them just for the holidays or you can turn around and just use them any other time, which I plan on using for some of them. So, but I wanted to take this time out to let you know that that's our goal and that's what we plan on doing. So, for the next 7 days, I'm going to be showing you guys some quick DIY projects, craft projects that you can be doing yourself. So, today's video is going to be pretty much I almost drew a blank there, our incense box, creating a lining for our incense box. So, I'm going to show you a box that we purchased while we were in Memphis, Tennessee, or Ronnie J purchased for me in Memphis, Tennessee, because I love burning incense. I at least do it once every day, once every other day, especially in my altar area. But the box was unique and cute, but I wanted to add a lining to the inside. And you know me, I like color and creativity, so I created one myself. So today is going to be a video based on that. I'm going to show you a quick, probably about 5 minute tutorial, 10-minute tutorial about how it's made. And by the way, that's the goal of the rest of the videos as well. They're going to be about 5 to 15 minutes long, just showing you basic tutorials. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty, guys. So here goes the box of beauty. This is my incense box that I wanted to put a new lining on the inside. As you can see, it is plain Jane, and we wanted to add a little flavor to it. And you also notice the glass on the outside, and I wanted to kind of change that up. So the first thing I focused on was removing the glass out of the top part of the box. This was a pretty simple process. As you can see, it was a piece of wood and some glass, and it was pretty dirty on the outside. Next, I ended up measuring the box. So I did different measurements like the height, width, length, and depth of the box. That ultimately led to about 3 inches. So what I did was took about 3 inches around the box entirely so that it was more like 2.5, but I did 3 just to make sure that I had enough fabric just in case I had to cut it and modify it. After that, I did 4 corners, squares, and those were about 2.5, 3 inches deep. After that, I cut them out because I was going to connect these corners to make a fabric box, or yeah, fabric box to go into the box as a lining. And as you can see, I ironed it, and I also connected at each corner. I brought both corners together, secured them with bobby pins or sewing pins so that I can measure it before I just started sewing. After doing all that, here comes the final test. I had to actually put it in the box. And as you can see, it fit pretty well. I had to get a little bit of the extra fabric on the back removed, but outside of that, it was good. I marked it with chalk so that I can know where to start and stop when it came to sewing. So when I started sewing, I started at that chalk point and I went all the way to the end so that it would not be any holes. And I also did some back stitching as well to make sure it doesn't come loose. Now that the lining was ready, I went ahead and took some glue and sat the lining on the inside of the box. So take a quick second. I know you're probably thinking like, where is the cushion? Why didn't she add the cushion to the lining first? Well, considering that I'm just going to put incense in here and the incense is just about the size of the box, I didn't want to put too much lining in there. I just wanted nice fabric and that's about it, because I still wanted to put all the incense in there, and you're going to see how much I have. But as I was putting the fabric in, I did an initial spray of glue to kind of get it down, but I also had to like fold the fabric up and kind of trim the corners down just a little bit to lay it over. And as you can see, I'm using the back of my scissors to kind of make sure it's pressed down because it was getting sticky on my fingers too. Note to self, I need to wear plastic gloves next time. However, with that glue, it seemed to, and I believe it was craft glue or upholstery glue, it seemed to fit. So after I put that lining in the bottom of the box, I had to actually put the cardboard or the wood panel back in. And I decided to add a little fabric to that to kind of jazz it up. I didn't want it to just be like a regular gray panel going back in. So I took some leftover fabric and covered that up. Now, while the top was drying, I went ahead and started removing the excess fabric from the outside of the box. I just did a rotor cutter and some scissors and just removed it one step at a time. There was some areas that was still a little sticky, but I kind of worked around those. But the ones that were dry, it came off pretty easily, and it made the box look a lot cleaner. Afterwards, I went ahead and put the panel in. As I would say, I waited about 15-20 minutes and then put it in so that it can dry, because I knew I had to take it out, or may have to take it out somewhere down the line. And once that fit in there perfectly, as you can see, look how nice that looks on the outside of the box. Ugh. Sorry, I get pretty excited when things work out pretty awesomely. Anywho, while I was waiting on that part, I took the panel back out and I decided to add some more fabric to the border of the top part. Now that wasn't planned, it was just something that I wanted to do, and it turned out pretty dope. After I was done and I waited for everything to dry, it was time to put everything back in place. So I started with putting the panels back in, and a little bit of my fabric came apart, but I fixed that, or I will fix that. And then afterwards, I wanted to put the mirror back in, but instead of flipping it around, I faced it towards me. So as you can see, I'm trying to get the panels. There's little metal pieces that hold the mirror and the wood in place. So it took me a little minute, but I carefully squeezed the glass back in and was able to lay the panels down so the glass wouldn't fall out. Now for the fabric that kind of stuck back up because I was constantly moving things in and out, I just took some glue, put it on one of my spare fabric pieces, and rubbed it around the edge and laid it back down, and everything was good. Finally, it was pretty much clean up and me making sure that the box would close. And as you see, it turned out awesome. There goes the before, which I still loved it before, but now, as you see that, we got after. And look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that fabric. I'm just so happy looking at that. It took me probably about an hour to get it done. Hour and a half, because I wanted to make sure it was dry. The one thing I didn't want was for it to get stuck and I couldn't open the box. But nevertheless, it turned out beautifully. and that's how I put lining in my current incense box. Now, as mentioned before, here goes the moment you've been waiting for, all the incense that I have. So one thing about me is that when I go to different metaphysical shops and African shops, I am an incense buyer. So I will rack up on incense because I burn it that much. And yeah, I had an abundance of incense. So as you can see, all of it fit in the box perfectly and it closed just right. Well, there you have it, my project for today. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and like button, and join the family. And stay tuned for the other videos. With that said, peace.